The Monday night coverage. The Monday night coverage. The Monday night coverage. The Monday night coverage. Funtime show. Hello, NAFL. This is Not Boss Man, and welcome to the season opener of the Monday night coverage Funtime show. The 2020 season is upon us, and there's an air of excitement as every team has the hopes of winning the Super Bowl. Except for these guys. Now the next best thing a team can hope for is an appearance on Monday night. And the only place to see the Monday Night Football schedule revealed is right here on the Funtime show. So for the teams on the bottom of Timmy's Super Bowl odds review post, this is your Super Bowl. Right here, right now. And bringing you the first look at the lineup for Monday night is none other than our own Doc Brown. Doc?
Thanks, Marty! Week 1 gives us the Super Bowl champs Chicago Bears versus runners-up in the division, the Green Bay Packers. Now, how they train bears to play football is beyond me. I've been to the future many times, and I've never seen anything like this.
There are no bears.
Huh? What, Marty?
No. Never mind, Doc. Should be a real amazing sight.
I know! Week 2! We have Gru and the Titans and the Sissies in San Francisco. No, I've been there, Marty. Saw some weird shit.
Really? You saw some weird stuff? Alright. Tell me. I'd love to...
Week 3! Super Bowl chokers, Houston Texans versus Frenchie and the Jets.
Nice one, Doc.
That wasn't me, Marty. I'm just reading the card. Week 4 rounds out with Baltimore taking on the Colts. Looks to be a butt-ramming good time. I don't get it, Marty.
You don't want to know. Thanks, Doc.
I was told there'd be finger sandwiches.
Somebody showed Doc the finger sandwiches.
Oh, found them.
Okay, so this week's matchup is the Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers.
Bears! Amazing!
Hey, Doc, there's some Legos in the other room if you want to...
Legos? Awesome!
Awesome. And what kind of opener do we have? Well, for that, let's take a look at the NAFL Impact Score. Nice. Now, this week's game comes in at a 5. Now, it's hard to pull a big number this early in the year, but it pulls a 5 for the reason of seeing how real Bisbo's Bears can be, and can the momentum continue. And speaking of the Chicago, joining us now is the GM of the World Champs, Bisbo. Hey Bisbo, congrats on a great season last year, capping it off with a nice piece of hardware.
Hey, thanks a lot, Not Boss Man. I tell you, it was a real honor to win the trophy in this league, given the quality of all the honors, and I'm glad I'm able to add to the heritage that Timmy Nausea started here in the Windy City.
Okay, question 1. Coming off of a Super Bowl championship, how did your team look in the preseason? Now I know it doesn't really count, but you also don't want your team coming out flat.
Yeah, you know, we don't really play in the preseason to win football games, but we do want to get everybody ready for the regular season. And I have to say, I was a little disappointed in the offense this preseason. They certainly were not in the groove that they finished last year playing in. I thought the defense, on the other hand, looked really good with a bunch of the new additions we've had in the secondary. But I'm sure the guys will be ready to play come week 1.
You opened the season against a team that you handled rather easily last season, the Green Bay Packers. Though they finished 8-8, they came out publicly...
That's a gay joke!
...and wanted to take you on in prime time. Now, what do you have lined up for Red Broider and the Pack?
You know, it's kind of like when your little brother comes up and starts poking you to try and get a rise out of you. We haven't had a problem with the Green Bay Packers in the last 3 seasons. But I have to compliment Red Broider for the great great job he's done in adding to the team this year. Obviously, having Frankie Giles on board is going to make the Pack a much more difficult opponent. I think they have a lot of strengths on that team, but they have a lot of weaknesses too. I think the offensive line is a little shaky in some respects, and the defense, while really solid, had a great year last year, there's also some things I think we can exploit. So we're putting together our game plan and looking forward to taking them on.
Okay, now, final question. If you had to punch one GM in the face, who would it be?
Well, not boss man. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't think I'd punch any of these GMs in the face. However, I wouldn't mind giving Frederick a kick in the ass for trading Frankie Giles within the division. I was really happy to see he was on the trading block, but I was hoping his wrinkly ass would get traded to the AFC. So, if I had the opportunity to give Frederick a little pump in the behind, I might take advantage of that opportunity.
Thanks, Bisbo. And now, with more of the Monday night schedule, here is... We're going back to this already. It was that popular. People have been calling for this. Alright, well, we'll see. Now with more of the Monday night schedule reveal, here is, backed by popular demand, AFC champion Dave Hibb. Dave?
Thanks, Top Boss Man. So, here we go. Week 5, we have Arizona versus the commissioner himself, Cuckoo, and the Cowboys. Week 6 gives us some team called the Browns and... not Boss Man. I can't even do this myself. Help me out, please, would ya?
Me. Okay. The AFC champions and league's most handsomest GM bow down and hail Dave Hibb and his Houston Texans. Yeah, Dave. Wonderful.
Okay, week 6 gives us this year's Y game. With the Jags in what'll most likely be a gay orgy located somewhere in Pittsburgh, hosted by Rob himself. Week 8 is the G-Men versus Shaka Khan's Eagles, and Week 9 will be Big Will's Panthers
Goon Squad
versus the Lions. Not Batman.
All right. Thanks, Dave Hibb, for that stunning performance. Now, we go out to Not Buff for some insight on the Green Bay Packers. Not Buff?
Thanks, Not Boss Man. On the other side of this game, we have the Green Bay Packers. And I caught up with GM Red Breuer, and I asked him, after an up-and-down 8-8 season last year, what pieces have you added to help push this team over the hump and into the playoffs?
Well, As with many teams in the NAFL, as the quarterback goes, so goes the team. So we felt that an upgrade at our few positions were needed to be made in order to take the next step and to get into the postseason. Our first move, though, was to bring in Frankie Giles from Minnesota. We still believe that Grizz can be a capable quarterback in this league, but when you have a chance to get one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in the NAFL, you make that move. So Giles immediately upgrades our passing attack and should make the defenses respect that aspect of our game a little bit more than in recent history, and allow for our ground game to have a little bit more breathing room, and basically to keep the defenses more honest.
Last season, you were owned by the Bears. Last game being a 38-17 blowout in your house. Next week, calling them out in the papers on prime time for a rematch. Why?
Oh, sure. I mean, you do have to go back a few seasons, back to 2025 actually, for our last win against the Bears, which we just happened to sweep them that season. And that might look like we're inviting some punishment and pain upon ourselves for a Week 1 Monday night opener against them. The point, though, is that we don't shy away from any competition. Bisbo is a great GM, and I respect what he's done in Chicago. I mean, he's brought home the championship last year, and he's done a great job with that team. His team is the reigning NAFL champion, and we just see this as an opportunity to test our mettle. I mean, who better to bring into your house in Week 1 and then get them on prime time than the reigning NAFL champions? And when we beat the Bears, it'll mean much more than if we just played against somebody who we were supposed to beat and then just won anyway. So I think this game's going to set the tone for us this season. And when we do come out on top, I think it's going to be a hard-fought game, but when we do come out on top, people in the NFC North and throughout the whole NAFL will know that we're for real this year.
All right, last question for you, Red. If you had to lay down with any members of the AFC North, including honorary members, who would it be? And why?
That's not a game that I play.
Rob.
Nice choice, Red. Now, boss man?
Thanks, Buff. And now, for the rest of the Monday night schedule, revealed here in the show, here we go. Week 10 brings us an NFC South battle with the Saints versus the Falcons. Week 11 is a grudge match between Crowfash's Denver Broncos and new Goon Squad member, Ray Rays and his Raiders. Week 12 brings us Washington at San Diego, followed by Baltimore again at KC, and Cincinnati at the Super Bowl champ Bears. Week 15 brings us the Seahawks versus Arizona. Week 16 is slotted as a flex week, which gives us the last week of the season. If your name's not on there, you're really hoping for it to be there. And that final game is Buffalo at the New York Jets. Sigh. And that's pretty much the schedule. Now, this brings us to our last segment of the show. It's one of the show's favorites. It is Not Boss Man's Monday Night Movie Picks. Alright, cool. Okay, and today's movie is actually a write-in movie from a fan. Now, they didn't divulge their name or anything, but they did hint that they were a high-ranking member of the Cincinnati Bengals team. So, what we got here is Hancock. He didn't really specify why he liked it or anything. He just kind of put a heart and circle around the words Hancock. Not sure what he was getting at, but maybe he just really likes, the acting or something, or Hancock. So there you have it. That does it for us here at the show for the kickoff show this year. Now for Not Buff, this is Not Bossing is saying, I like the way you comb your hair. I like the stylish clothes you wear. It's just the little things you do. That makes me want to get with you.